Hi, this is Frank Root at TLR headquarters, and I'm here to share with you our brand new vehicle, our release from TLR this fall. It is the all-new TEN-SCTE 3.0 short course truck. We spent a lot of time in development on this, upgrading, basically working through the 2.0, improving the suspension geometry, the performance, and how easy it is to drive. And just want to introduce this truck to you today and go over some of the key features and show you what it's all about. The biggest change in the 3.0 is the center driveline adjustability. So similar to the AE 4.0, we've gone ahead and made the center diff mount be adjustable, so the motor can actually be crooked with the chassis, not lined up straight, and it actually straightens the drive lines to where they have an equal amount of angle front and rear. Or you can turn the motor back to its stock position, which is parallel with the chassis via a motor plate that goes on the bottom here for the center diff mount. And what happens is when you turn the motor, it's 3 degrees, you have an equal drive shaft angle on the front and rear drive shaft, and it bleeds the power evenly between the front and the rear. And what that does is, especially like on an indoor track, it really gives you really good bite and acceleration out of the car, and it really just drives harder out of the turn. It doesn't try to drive the rear end around the front end as much. And overall, it's just been a really awesome improvement. It's made the truck a lot easier to drive. Conversely, you can go back to the stock position that we would have had on like the 2.0 or the 1.0, where the motor is parallel with the chassis. The rear drive shaft is straight, the front drive shaft has a lot of angle in it. And what that does, it actually pushes more power to the rear, because the lack of angle just allows the power to go easier to the rear. You get that more rear drive, and for like an outdoor looser track, it helps free the car up and gives you the on-power steering you need to maintain corner speed and tight lines, even on those larger low mirror tracks for outdoor racing. Along those lines, we've also made the battery adjustable on the 3.0. So you can actually mount your battery in the back with your speed controller in the front, or you can mount your battery all the way in the front with the speed controller in the back, like the original SCTE. And just like on the AE 4.0, that really gives you the adjustment of like an indoor versus an outdoor setup. Indoors, we run the battery in the back, it puts more weight on the rear, it helps the truck rotate quicker and accelerate harder out of the turns. Outdoors, it's more about maintaining momentum and not rotating too much, because you're in larger more sweeping turns with a little bit less grip. So you put the battery in the front, you get less weight in the rear to swing around, and you get a more stable truck for those types of conditions. So again, you have the adjustability with the holes in the chassis to go either way with that. So you really have a truck for all conditions. The next thing that we updated was the 22 shock package. Really a huge improvement from the 10 series of shocks. It's still a 12mm bore, but the shock bodies are actually thinner walled. The shock collars, the shock caps, the internals, and everything have a lot tighter tolerance as far as how the parts are machined. So you really get a lighter shock that actually performs at a lot higher level. With the X-rings, they don't leak. The truck is really plush. And included with this truck are 5-hole pistons. You have a 1.0mm hole, 5-hole in the front, and a 1.1mm 5-hole in the rear. And this has really been the best shock package that we've had to date. The truck is just driving really well with it. And of course, you get the 22 series of springs. You get the purple from the hard spring set in the front, and the orange rear spring, and it's been a really good balance. Next, we have the chassis. So obviously this is an all-new chassis with the the battery able to move back and forth, the motor being able to turn side to side, but you also get the -3mm chassis length that we've been running as an option part on the 2.0. And just shortening up the rear of the chassis just makes the truck a lot more nimble and a lot more responsive, and it just gets in and out of turns a lot quicker. think of it like skateboards. You have a really long skateboard, a long board, it's harder to turn. You have a shorter board, it turns easier. So it's the same type of concept there. We tested some shorter length, and -3 millimeters was just perfect. So also with the you have the adjustable center drive line. We also included the dog bone center drive lines, and what these do is it's just a lower friction connection than a CVA, so you just get even easier bleed of power front to rear, and a little bit better drive shaft wear too. So in the front end, we have some different geometry. We went ahead and made some molded 15-degree caster blocks. So for a long time, we were running the aluminum 15-degree caster blocks with a different spindle height, and it's really increased steering in the truck, gotten the droop better all the way around, and we've made a molded version of that caster block, which gives us full travel that we have with the aluminum version, and basically gets the front end package to all fit perfectly with the spindle and the caster block. Then you have a new front arm for the SCTE 3.0. What that does is it gives you full clearance, whether you're running the A Ackerman, the B Ackerman, and the 15-degree caster blocks. You get a lot more throw in the outside wheel especially, and we were having some clearance issues with the original 10 arms that were also included on the 2.0. So new arm on the 3.0, full clearance issues, and same great SCTE durability. Option parts is another big key to the 3.0. So we have a lot of option parts included on the 3.0. We have the hard-anodized suspension balls. We have the adjustable hinge pin braces with adjustable inserts, front and rear made from machined aluminum. We also have the carbon fiber front and rear shock towers for strength and a lightweight, lower CG performance on the SCTE 3.0. And last but not least, we have the lightweight Outdrives front and rear and in the center diff, and they just reduce the rotating mass, improve performance and acceleration. Last, we're going to include a set of the TLR 22 black wheels in the kit and the TLR high performance body. This body's been proven over years. We've tested some different bodies, we've tried some different things, and this is the best body that we've had, and we're going to continue to offer it with the SCTE 3.0. So really we have a great package here. You have, from the 2.0, we've added the 22 series shocks, 15-degree caster blocks, the -3 millimeter chassis, the dog bone center drive line, all these really great tuning parts that we found on the 2.0 have really increased the performance on the 3.0. And then with the center driveline adjustability and the battery location adjustability, we've really taken it to the next level for all surfaces and all conditions. The SCTE 3.0 has been tested by myself, Ryan Dunford, Doug Casper Nielsen, Jake Thayer, David Jensen, Radek Gramis, JR Mitch. We've all put a lot of time in, and we think we have the best truck on the market coming out for you. The 4-wheel drive TEN SCTE 3.0. Couldn't be happier to share it. Myself and all the product development team, Mike Mellon, Todd Hodge, Brian Kinney, Brian Nunez. We just hope that you love the truck as much as we do, and you'll be seeing them shortly on the shelves.